I thought it was really good.
So, so we just saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie,
And
it was actually
really
god awful.
It was one of the best movies. Okay. You take the under, I take the over on this.
I need your support.
Well, we need to appeal to the broadest possible category of people. So people who like it and people who don't.
Okay, well, I'll take anti because that's so easy for me. It sucked on like every front. Like, I thought it was going to be bad in that it was just like the game, the movie, like super predictable. No, there was like nothing. They literally didn't even play like the or which seems like such a layup because it got like popular as a sound on TikTok, like that whole meme. That seems like such a layup. Also, Michael, don't leave me here, Michael. The main character's name is Mike, and they didn't do that. Like, not even a nod to it.
At the same time, they made him an ambient shaman, and they showed the healing powers of doing too much sleep medication, which is a brilliant decision from the director. They might as well have had him do Benadryl every night and see the Hat Man, and that's like the.
I would have enjoyed that more. There was like no good kills. There was nothing to do with.
Yeah, but there was Matt Pat in it, and when Matt Pat went on the screen, I go, "What? That's Matt Pat."
You actually didn't. I said that's Matt Pat.
I didn't realize it was Matt Pat. I'm sorry, I'm not 13 years old anymore. Okay. But
there was like there was nothing about it that was Five Nights at Freddy's, like whatsoever. They seriously. Like, there wasn't anything to do with, like, the cameras or anything. I honestly think I would have kind of enjoyed it if they just did, like, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the movie. Because I haven't played the game in, like, I don't know, 10 years.
The game has so much plot happening. I mean,
they could add plot around it, but what I'm saying is that there was nothing to do with the fucking place at all. Like, it was just about this guy and his sister and his stupid brother, and it was so dumb. It was so dumb, and it wasn't like fun or campy.
I think
the Nic Cage movie, which was a knockoff of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, because I think they heard that they were making it, and they were like, we can make one way faster. And Nic Cage doesn't even say a word in it because I don't think they paid him enough to speak. That movie was 10 billion times better. It was interesting. The animatronics looked better. Like, there was a lot more practical effects. The kills were fun and, like, campy. The whole movie was just campy. It wasn't a great movie,
listen,
but it
I
was
love
something.
A good movie where the twist is the only other named character is the villain. I think that's beautiful whenever a movie does that because it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
And
that's so true.
And this movie, it was... I never knew where I was going at any point in it.
I love it when the masked villain is Matthew Lillard. It's also what happens in one of my favorite movies.
Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. And I think that
I was talking about Scream.
If, you know, when you have when a film comes out like this, you can't judge it based off of what happens in it. You have to understand it as a complete artistic vision.
They set it up for a sequel. The ending with the drawing was so dumb. They showed a drawing on the kid drew the kids getting killed by the yellow rabbit, and they were like, oh, let's kill him.
I think it's
like,
beautiful.
Why would they just realize that? Then it makes no sense.
I think it's a beautiful film because it shows a 13-year-old who still draws with crayons every day.
And is not good at art.
And is not good at it at all, but that's all she does.
Oh, yeah, so sorry to this girl. You're young. It's great they got success. I hope they paid you a lot. She cannot act. She cannot act.
There was some historically bad child acting in this movie.
Yeah,
every
really
child
bad.
actor was really bad.
I thought the child actress in Megan was pretty damn bad, and this was way worse.
I mean, it's just confusing why they have the children there when they could have the bear. Like, why is the bear in, 10 minutes of this movie?
Yeah, Freddy's not in it at all. None of the characters are fucking in this movie. They're not in it at all.
It seems like a waste of a beloved character. I mean, hopefully they go like the Godzilla path and in each one Freddy fights a new enemy. I think that would be pretty cool.
I want Freddy to fight Jigsaw. I want Jigsaw to make a Freddy animatronic, and then he comes to life.
I think Freddy would easily defeat Jigsaw because...
Speaking of which, I want to give a review for Saw 10. I've been so uninspired and basically the video equivalent of writer's block, so I haven't been posting. But I do want to give my thoughts on Saw 10 because as a Saw
Five Nights at Freddy's
slight aficionado,
is
not as big as like
significantly
Scream.
better.
Stop even joking.
It was beautiful when he said that he intentionally gives himself traumatic dreams to solve his brother getting kidnapped and murdered, which is like the kind of thing that would happen in BBC's Sherlock.
Also, I didn't know what year this was taking place because I knew that the Freddy thing was supposed to take place, like Freddy Fazbear is supposed to be from the 80s, but like he was reading a book that looked like it was obviously from the 80s, and just the whole vibe at the beginning, I thought it was in the 80s.
There were no cell phones, so
it wasn't in the 80s though, because they said it happened way back in the 80s.
Way back in the 80s. So this is in an alternate universe where phones never existed.
No one has a cell phone.
Which is an interesting, like, creative choice, and it really intensifies the dreamlike atmosphere. This is a lot like a Dario Argento movie. But one of the ones he made in the 2000s when he was just like, fucking put boobs in front of the camera.
Anyway, this Halloween, don't spend your money going to see Five Nights at Freddy's. Rent a copy of Suspiria, which we watched again last night, and it was just as good as the first
This
time.
Halloween,
Really good.
Watch Killers of Flower Moon and then immediately walk into the Five Nights at Freddy theater, and that will give you the full experience of American cinema.
Or don't do that, and I think that the Nic Cage one is on Hulu. So if you want kind of the vibe of Five Nights at Freddy's movie, like what you actually want, go watch that instead. And it's free. If you have Hulu, obviously, but you can just pirate it.
I think...
Any more thoughts?
This should have had more celebrities in it.
The taxi driver may have been a cameo. We just don't know who that is.
It should have had PewDiePie in it. I understand that he's box office poison because he did all those things, but if you ignore that, he would be funny if he was in. If he was in this movie. And also, there should have been, like, a pop star.
You called it a movie.
Excuse me, a cinematic... a film. The Five Nights at Freddy's film, which is what I told the usher when I was buying my ticket. Yeah, I had one ticket for the Five Nights at Freddy's film.
I almost apologize for wanting a ticket for this movie.
I think it was
so more fun. Oh yeah, by the way, we were in a theater with a bunch of kids, as we predicted, and they didn't seem excited at literally anything. They never cheered. They
cheered once. They cheered when you weren't in. They cheered when someone got their head bit off, and they all went, "The bite of 87." But I don't know if that's what the bite of 87 is. I don't know what the bite... I don't think
that is. And they also didn't say it in the movie.
I don't even really know the animatronics names.
So the kids cheered one time. No one clapped in the movie. No one seemed excited.
This movie is
no
better
one recognized
than The Shining.
Matt Pat.
Significantly.
That's it for that. Stay golden.